Yeah, you can go live now.
Hello, yes. Um, Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Business Registration and Intellectual Property webinar. We thank you for having made time to this webinar. Uh, it is a very, very great honor for you, for us, for you having made time to attend. So I will welcome with you with a capital, with a welcome with capital letters, welcome, and then my name is Desmond Ramabrana. I'm from Commercial Law and Policy within the DTIC, and I will be the facilitator for this webinar. So I have a studio panel of experts with me from the Companies and Intellectual Property Commission, which I'll introduce shortly. So the aim of the webinar is just to create an awareness and also educate South African people on the business registration process and how to register a business. So there is what we call a biz portal, and there is also will also educate you on the legal requirements when starting a business and also on the intellectual property laws. So the brief summary of I'll just give you a brief summary of the South African business environment. So starting a business in South Africa is very, very easy. So it is we are the country that is very much competitive. So it's very, very few countries who can, who we think are competitive with us when it comes to the ease of doing business and the ease of registering a business. So South Africa has made it very, very easy to open a business online, and also enabling a seamless processing of a business bank account with no documentation required. So many countries have such an innovation solution. So South Africa has just introduced a biz portal, which is essential because it's a stop shop for business registration. So in this business portal, a person registering a business or that entrepreneur can reserve a company name, register a company, obtain a BE certificate, make an application for a domain name, open a business bank account, obtain a company a tax number from SARS, obtain a company UIF number from the Department of Labor, Unemployment Insurance Fund, and also obtain a company CF number from the Department of Labor Compensation Fund. So all this is done in at one place at a cost of just 125 rands for registering a company and 50 rand for reserving a name. But reserving a name is optional. So this site takes the ease of business very seriously. So our innovation is that no paperwork is involved at all. So, so I have here the panel of experts with me. So the panel of experts that I have here is Ms. Shani Kelly and Mr. Greg Koza. So just to tell you a brief about Ms. Shani Kelly, is that Ms. Shani Kelly performs duties of an educational specialist at the corporate education and compliance unit at the CIPC. So she started her career at the Department of Trade and Industry in 2002. She has traveled throughout South Africa educating existing and upcoming SMMEs and entrepreneurs on CIPC products and services. Since the start of the COVID pandemic, she diverged into online webinars promoting CIPC virtually. So she also represents her unit at ministerial outreach events of the DTIC. So Ms. Kelly has a bachelor degree in business administration. So our other panelist, who is also an expert on intellectual property, is Mr. Gregory Koza, who is a senior education specialist responsible for developing and presenting intellectual property outreach. He has been with the section since 2010 and responsible for indigenous knowledge. Before that, Mr. Koza was with the trademark division for 8 years. He has a law degree and obtained a few WIPO courses over the years. Mr. Khoza is also a member of the WIPO Summer School task team. So with no waste of time, I will just introduce my panel so that they can go on with the business of the day. So Ms. Shani Kelly can take, Ms. Kelly can take the stage now.
This will be my agenda items. I will do a short introduction to CIPC, the benefits of having your business registered, channels for quality resolution, for query resolution, service channels, and services that are offered by CIPC. Now, CIPC was brought into existence by the Companies Act of 2008. In terms of Section 185, subsection 1 of the Companies Act, the Commission is established as a juristic person to function as the organ of the state within the public administration, but as an institution outside the public service. CIPC stands for Companies and Intellectual Properties Commission. It is subdivided into two categories: business, corporate regulation, and intellectual property, which is innovation and creativity. Now, on our corporate regulation departments, we have companies, cooperatives, and closed corporation. On our intellectual property side, we have patents, designs, trademarks, and copyrights. Okay. Now, the objectives of CIPC. Registration of companies, cooperatives, and intellectual properties rights, and the maintenance thereof. Disclosure of information on its registers, enforcement of the relevant legislations, promotion of education and awareness of companies and intellectual properties law, licensing of business rescue practitioners, monitoring, compliance with, and contravention of the financial reporting standards, and making recommendation thereto. Reports, research, and advice to the Minister on matters of national policies relating to company and intellectual property law. Now, the benefits of having your business registered. You have limited liabilities. That means directors and shareholders are not personally liable for claims made against the company or the cooperatives. However, you will be liable as a company director or shareholder. Your company can exist indefinitely. If a director or shareholder dies, the company can still continue. You can have a change of directors or shareholders. Contracts, tenders, and support. Registered business only can apply for government tenders, government contracts, and support from government. It looks more professional to do a business under a registered name than under an individual name or a registration number. You may also get tax benefits. Depending on the turnover of your company, the tax rate for companies may be lower than that of an individual. Query resolution. When you have a query with CIPCs, these are the different channels which you can use to resolve your queries. We have the CIPC website in which you can log your query on the QRS system. We have the telephone services which you can use to register, to lodge your query, which is *134*2472#. That's your USSD system. We have our call center, whose number is 086 100 2472. We also have a CIPC mobile app that can be downloaded from the Google Play Store, as well as our Facebook page, which is known as the CIPC, and of course, Twitter at the CIPC. So we also are available on social media. Please note, when you lodge a query on Facebook, please do not put your personal details. Okay, now we come to our service access channels. We have two platforms and a service center in which you can access our systems. We have the BIS portal, which is www.bisportal.gov.za. We have e-services, which is on the CIPC website, which is www.cipc.co.za, or you can go directly on www.eservices.co.za. We also have a step-by-step guide to help you navigate through the processes or services that you choose. We have self-service centers and partner sites where you can go and access these various platforms. The addresses of these partner sites can be viewed on the CIPC webpage. Okay, now I'm going to talk to you a little about our BIS portal services. CIPC developed this platform to offer company registration and related services in a quick and easy way. It is paperless. No forms or documents need to be submitted. Required members' ID details and director's ID, as well as the marriage certificate, is needed. Now, this is only to verify. This is only to verify the information when you're logging in with Home Affairs. Currently, this platform only caters for South African citizens. Okay, can you please tell me in the comments sections if you are able to view my presentation, if there's a problem that you'll experience, so that we are aware of it? Okay, I'm going to go back to sharing my going back to presentation mode, as I see that there's nothing on my system. Okay. As I said, BIS portal is only for South African citizens. Unfortunately, we do not care. We are linked with or fortunately, we are linked to Home Affairs. So therefore, it's a paperless system. The payments on the BIS portal is only done through card facilities. That means there's no EFT or online transfers done. Other services that are available on BIS portal is information from SARS, how to obtain your BBBEE certificate, that is, if your business turnover is less than 10 million, register a domain name, that's a website address, alternatively, open a business bank account in any of the 4 major banks, all completed within 24 hours. Registered companies or choosing any other services can be done. That means if you want to do the full package, it can be completed in one setting. Alternatively, if you require just individual services, this can also be done on the BIS portal platform. Okay. This is a screenshot from our website. When you're accessing a BIS portal through the CIPC website, you need to click on this icon that I have circled. You can either register through to BIS portal, or you can log in from this platform. Okay, now this is a screenshot of how the BIS portal homepage will look, right? If you look on the top left-hand corner, you will see you have a login and you are able to register. We also have a YouTube video on this platform that will show you a brief introduction on BIS portal. Okay, how much easy is that? Now, we're going into the login page. You will need your South African ID number in order to register onto BIS portal. If you look on your left-hand side, you will see that it asks you if you have a South African ID number and for you to type in the number as well as your password. If you do not remember your password, you can reset your password, provided that your cell phone number and your email address is still in existence and correct on your customer code. Okay, name reservation. Name reservation is optional in companies. However, it is advisable that you register your name. The fee for name reservation is 50 Rand. Name reservation can be done before applying for company registration or during the process on BIS portal. If not reserved beforehand and the name chosen during the process is not available, the company's registration number will also be the name of the company. A name change can be done at a later stage by applying to change the name and the memorandum of incorporation, that is the MOI, with no fees attached. Okay, so free of charge, you can do a name change if your name is not available during the registration process. A little bit of company information. There are two categories of companies. We get the non-profit company and we get a profit company. The different types of profit companies available are the private companies, the public companies, the personal liability companies, and the state-owned companies. An external company can be registered as a non-profit or a profit company. Company registration of a private company, that's a PTY Ltd, costs only 125 Rand. Now remember, the cost of a name, to reserve a name as well as to register your company is only 175 Rand. Now I'm going to speak a little bit about annual returns. Annual returns, or ARs as we call them, a submission to CIPC is compulsory. If not submitted, CIPC will start a deregistration process. Annual returns is not related to SARS tax returns. A company needs to file its annual returns on 30 days after its anniversary date. For example, if you register your company today, that is February 2024, in February 2025, your annual returns will be due. So once a year, you need to submit your annual returns. Remember, it's compulsory. Your annual returns for those that have an existing company can be calculated on BIS portal, on the CIPC website through e-services. You can also use your cell phone by dialing *134*2472#. You can use CIPC mobile app, or you can go to one of the self-service center or partner site, and they will assist you on calculating your annual returns. Your annual returns fee structure. This is with effect from 1st May 2011. Based on the Companies Act of 2008, your annual returns, if your turnover is less than 1 million, your annual returns is 100 Rand. So once a year on the month of your anniversary, that is your registration month in which you registered your company, your annual returns, it's 100 Rand if your turnover is less than 1 million. If you do not file your annual returns on the month of your anniversary and you file your annual returns a month later, you will be charged a penalty. So then your annual returns will be 150 Rand. So do not waste money on penalties. Please remember to file your annual returns on the month of your anniversary. If your annual returns is more than 1 million but less than 10 million, it will be 450 Rand. And if you do not file it on time, you will be charged a penalty. And then it will be 600 Rand. Okay. Annual returns for companies that have has a turnover for more than 10 million but less than 25 million, it's 2,000 Rand. With the penalty, it's 2,500 Rand. And for companies whose turnover is more than 25 million, your annual returns will be 3,000. Okay? With the penalty, it will be 4,000. So please do not waste money on penalties. Remember to file your annual returns. Now, while filing your annual returns, you will come to a page that will ask you to select FAS or AFS. Now, FAS stands for Financial Accountability Supplement. AFS stands for your annual financial statements. So mainly for companies then that's less than 1 million, you will pay your Financial Accountability Supplement. Please note that your AFS must be filed on e-services. It is part of your annual return process. AFS is your Core 30.2. It's a summary of information regarding a company's record keeping and the maintenance of your financial records. Private companies and CCs that do not need to submit financial statements must file FAS through e-services. FAS is a short and easy questionnaire that has to be answered in order to continue your annual return lodgement. Okay? Now I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Learn IBIS programs that we offer at CIBC. This is a screenshot of the Learn IBIS program, and it shows you, it helps you with the training for directors. It's an online training program. CIBC has developed the Learn IBIS course. It is a short educational course aimed at assisting new and existing SMME company directors to gain basic knowledge of their duties and responsibilities in order to improve compliance to the Companies Act of 2008. The course is free of charge, and anyone who is interested can register on the CIBC website to join this course. The course consists of a number of short videos and a few questions that needs to be answered after each video. The course should take roughly 2 to 2.5 hours to complete. However, one does not need to complete it in one sitting. One can follow the course in their own time and at their own pace. Persons that attend this course will obtain a certificate of attendance after completing the course.
Presentation.
Please
Hello?
note it is not an accredited course. Queries can be sent to elearning@cipc.co.za, or you can phone the CIPC call center.
Hello, sorry
you
for
very much.
interruption. Your screen is not moving. Your presentation is not moving.
Okay, I am done. I don't know where. Do you want me to go back, Desmond? Okay, thank you very much.
Sorry, I was. No problem.
Okay. I hand you back to the facilitator. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much for the presentation. Now, what I will just ask from the audience is any question. In fact, I see here in the chat box that there are some few questions that the audiences were asking. I don't know whether you are able to view the questions from the chat box. Hello?
So according to the program, we'll do the question and answer after the Intellectual Properties Commission, and then the questions will be presented on screen.
Okay, thank you very much. Now I can call in Mr. Gregory Khoza to do his presentation in intellectual property. Thanks.
Morning, ladies and gentlemen, or afternoon. I hope I'm audible. I will just put a disclaimer. We have a load shedding, and seemingly it is disturbing our systems to a very large extent. So kindly, MC, let me know on the WhatsApp if there's any disturbance from my side. Thank you very much. Let me kindly quickly try to share screen. Let me see if I do have anything. Hold on a second from me. Windows, share screen, share. I hope for everyone, because I could see people didn't see it in a presentation mode. I hope it's in presentation mode. If you guys can you see it, guys? Shani, can you see it? I will skip for now. I will skip the introduction of the CIPC as it has already been done, and I'll just go straight into intellectual property. Today's topic that I'm presenting, as my name is Gregory Khoza, I work from the Companies for an Intellectual Property Commission. Can you hear me, Desmond? Can you hear me and can you see the screen?
Yes, I can hear you.
Can you see the screen?
Yes, we can see the screen.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I hope I'll slide. If there's any problems,
we can see the screen. We can see your presentation.
Thank you very much. Kindly let me know on the system or on the WhatsApp if there's anything. Sorry, guys. Intellectual property. This is very important to business people. As on a daily basis, people come up with new methodologies, systems, processes, ideas on how to improve their businesses. That on its own, it's linked, especially if it has a commercial value, it's linked into what we call intellectual property. Intellectual property, in simpler terms, it's an application of your mind to develop something from you could be sitting, you could be doing something from your own ideology. As we can say, it's intellectual. It's from you personally. You shouldn't steal it from someone. You should come up with something original. You can improve on something that is out there. That can also add an element of intellectual property in it. If there's something that you have improved, not stolen, but use it as is, but improved on whatever development that there is. It could come as a way of an invention, literally works. It could be a design, a name, a slogan, shapes, or anything. That can be used. And always, guys, understand this. That can be enhance your commercial trade or your businesses. And IP is done as a way of protection in a legal way. So we do have a systems on a common law system of protection of or rather usage of IP, which is unprotected, but you're using your IP on a daily basis. But mostly on a statutory basis, you have to have these 4 elements that will help you and aid you in protecting your IP. We have what we call 4 domains, 4 parts, 4 systems, 4 categories, which we call them domains in the IP space, which in this case would be a patent, a copyright, trademark, and design. This, guys, I emphasize, it helps you every time when it comes to your business. I will show examples as we go on. Patents are known as inventions. Copyright is literary works and artistic. Trademarks could be names, logos, symbols, or anything that could be brandishing what you are selling, and shapes and ornamentations, which are designs in this format. Now, trademarks, it could be anything, name, slogan, symbol that you use. It helps you to distinguish a business, your business particularly, from similar or businesses that are in the same trade as you. You can protect your business as a slogan or name, either if it's goods, meaning products or anything, or even services. The services that you render a service to a certain degree and a certain standard, and then those services are seen and people acknowledge and say, I want to be served, or I want to go to a particular store or a particular restaurant, or maybe even clothing, making of clothes, because their service is of high quality. In this example, I'll just make a simple one. Woolworths and ShopRite. They serve 2 different people. The other one is looking just for the pricing of what he's buying. He's looking at a price. He doesn't care about how the service happens. He can wait on the line for 20, 30 minutes. He doesn't care. The lines are longer. Everything is not up to standard. But vis-a-vis the person who's buying from Woolworths, he's looking at the quality of the products that are given, everything about the shop, the service that he receives from the shop, and even the policies. I mean, Woolworths, the last time I checked, Woolworths had a policy of saying, if you can stand in the queue for more than 15 minutes, you can call the manager and claim. And the manager will give you the goods in the basket for free. But believe you me, I doubt that will happen, because they definitely make sure that people don't even wait for that long. They serve their people. So the services that they are provided in those 2 shops are different. So it's upon a person to choose. Trademark takes a period of 10 years to exist. It doesn't mean after 10 years it falls off. No, after 10 years, you can renew it. It depends on you whether you still want the trademark or not. It's renewable every 10 years, and it can be owned, is the one of the few IPs that can be owned for eternally, for perpetuality, for every time, because every time you renew it, it gets another 10 years. Even if you pass it to somebody else, which is per assignment, it's a contract, you sell it to somebody else, or you license it to somebody else, also in that sense, that those people can still renew it for that period. Examples of trademarks that I will come up with there is the most famous example that we see or know in the world. The yellow, I can see my slides are not moving. I'm not sure if you see my slide on the next one. Trademark examples. It is in a presentation.
Okay, yeah, the slides are not moving. Yeah,
but they are in a presentation mode. Therefore, I will need to move them away from a presentation mode, possibly for you to see them. Can you see them now?
Yeah, now they are moving.
Okay, I removed them from a presentation mode because I thought it would be a better screen. Okay, an example of McDonald's. Kids, when they see the big yellow M, they know that this is food time. This is burger time. They will never confuse that with any other trademark. So that is how unique a trademark is. And something about a trademark that you should know. You can also add color to your slogan. You can add color to your logo, or your trademark, either way how you want it to be known. Coca-Cola, red and white. Pepsi Cola, red, blue and white. Anything, tastic rice, kind of purplish and white. You know, anything that you can see out there. You know, I always make this example. I say, when you are in a mall or in a city or a town, and you stand in the street, you look at the streets going down, you will see a diversity of colors, diversity of logos, of branding, of trademarks. Everyone identifying himself to say, I am here. Here am I. This is what I'm selling. So color, logos, slogans, and names are very important when it comes to an IP. In this sense, a trademark. Now, designs. Designs are shapes, ornaments, or anything patterns that you come up with to use in your articles or your products. And also, guys, I must maintain, they should be new. Yes, you can make improvements, guys, in existing things. However, you only claim the improvements that you have made. You cannot claim something that somebody else has done already. We have two types of designs: functional design and aesthetic design. Aesthetics are just for beauty, nothing else, just for you to show people that this thing is beautiful, this is how it works and everything. But the functionality, it's something that goes along with how the design functions. It helps the design to function and aid it. Example in this case, if you can see the examples that I've given there, somebody came up with a sofa pad made out of wood, beautiful. You know, why? The reason was simple. I think we all share the sentiments. Your sofas, handlers, are the most, I would use the word, corrupted or abused or overused or anything in your household. People sit on them, people put legs on them, people sleep on them, people put drinks or everything on them. They become dirty, they become easily affectious or something. So somebody came up with this system to say, but now let me come up with something that will help to do this. But if you can see that thing, that is for functionality. It's just not, it's beautiful, yes, but also it's for functionality. Also, when you look at the Basotho blankets, you know, I remember this case was in 2016, if I'm not mistaken, some time back, where Louis Vuitton took the Basotho blanket, Siana Marena, and they used it to convert it to doing design suits. And it caused quite a stir all over the world. People saying, but they stole. But my question, and only my question, guys, as Greg, not as an office, to say, but what wrong did they do? Because somebody in the Basotho nation or anywhere in the world never thought of taking Siana Marena and making a suit out of it. Only after that, the trend started coming in of people making suits out of blankets. As you see now in South Africa, we have them. And this another example again is in a company called Pinda in KwaZulu-Natal. They are making beautiful or manufacturing beautiful designed furniture. Their furniture is influenced by South African cultures. I hope, ladies and gentlemen, you just go into their website and check. They make beautiful designs. Also, those designs are protected. And then we go to the third one, the copyright. A very extensive, in fact, each and every IP domain is very extensive, guys. What we are doing now is just giving you synopsis of everything. I will give you my details at the end where you can contact me if there's anything that you need further than this. Copyright. It's work done by a creator, either an author in this case, or a creator. That could be literary works, that could be musical, that could be artistic. That work should contain two key elements. It should be original and it should be reduced into material form, meaning it should be something that is tangible, something that you can see, something that you can hear. Either it's a recording, either it's a drawing, either it's a book, or even artistic work that you can see. We have related rights to copyright, which could, in this case, are performance rights. also they form part of the copyright space, but they are related to the copyright as a whole, as a mother body to this particular domain. Copyright enjoys a period of 50 years from the day the creator dies. Unfortunately, I'll give you an example of one of the legends of South Africa who passed away this year, earlier in January, if I'm not mistaken, Zahara. Her work is only going to be, in fact, the duration, I should put it that way, not only protection, but the duration of protection would start. You start counting by this year, meaning next year, January, it will only be the first year of the 50 years. So that's how you calculate it. Work eligible for copyright protection: literary works, musical works, artistic work, films, sound recordings, broadcasting transmission, program carrying signal, and computer programs. If you say your work falls within this space, then your work is eligible for protection in South Africa. Let me say something and clarify something. With the South African context of copyright, as we stand now, what the Act says, the Act says, in South Africa, we don't register copyright. We only protect copyright. The exception to the rule of registration of copyright only applies to films and audio visuals only, as we stand now. So don't say, Greg, next year, if there's anything that happens to the bill, don't say, Greg said this. Just know that the Act now, as we stand, only the copyright that can only be protected. What is that protection? Protection is what we call an automatic protection by you as the creator or the author, claiming protection thereof, of whatever you have done. Now, there are systems that you can use to claim that protection. Even if you have a book next to you, you can open the book, you'll see in the first 2 pages or 3 pages, that's where it's written copyright reserved, and then the name of the author and the year. Some even elaborate further on that protection of the copyright. But that's the essence of it. Meaning, me as Gregory Khoza, 2024, I claimed copyright to this particular document that you are just about to read. The author lies or bears with you, the person who's claiming the copyright. There are systems also that are used presently in South Africa for you to can further protect your copyright. You can still use the South African Library. They will you issue them with the copy of your copyright, and then they will give you an ISB number that is unique to your copyright or your book. That will then, anyone who uses and infringes on your copyright, that will be clear and known to them. The fourth and final IP that we are going to discuss is the patent. Patent, as the French call it. A patent is granted by the government or the state to whoever invents a product or a process or a system that is new to a particular industry. And that knowledge that you claim that you have invented shouldn't be something that is obvious within the industry. You shouldn't come up with something that when you introduce it to the people who are in that particular stream of industry, they will say, oh, but that is obvious. No, that is known. So there's nothing new in that. You should come up with something or systems that people, when they look at them, and they ask themselves to say, but how and where? I am aware that I didn't put the period for existence of designs. I will get back to that. Or let me just, since I've remembered it. Designs, I said there are two. Sorry to go back to designs, guys. Designs, I said there are two: aesthetic and functional. Aesthetic designs takes a period of protected for a period of 15 years and functional is for a period of 10 years. And in patents, patent is protected for a period of 20 years, which is renewable every year from 3 years from the year it was registered. An invention can take number of forms. In this case, it could be either in a machine form, in a device, a new material, or a process. Either way, how you look at what you come up with, it could be a patent. Anything that you can come up with. Look at those examples. I hope you can see them. I've given you toiletries this side, and I've given you screws and nuts and bolts and all that. Now with these ones, if you look at examples there, you have all names that you can think of: toothpaste, lotions, hair, conditioners, shampoos, and all that. Now, all of them they've got branding, which is names. They've got colors to identify and distinguish from the other, which is trademarks in that way. The shapes of what you see there are very unique and to a particular industry or product that you're having. And there are also some functional designs there. Then you have the content. But now, what about the content? The content is a concoction of whatever menu or something that you concoct to produce either a toothpaste that is good for cavity or whitens your teeth or helps your gum, or it's either a lotion that helps you moisturize your skin or keeps your skin dry or dehydrated. Anything that formulation, that concoction, it's known as a patent because it's unique in its own way that you have come up with, because you have made research and came up with something that you say this and even tested it to say this works this way and it helps in 1, 2, 3. That's why when you look at the bottle, it will tell you what are the contents thereof and how they work and how it helps you. That's why also on television you'll always see new adverts coming up with new and improved. Whatever that is, it's new and improved because it has been researched, made, and is patented. You look at the screws there. I remember some time back, a gentleman came to the office and wanted to protect a screw. And I was asked the question, what is unique about this screw? He said, no, it helps the, I don't know whether they call them grinding machine, not grinding, but drill machines, yes. The mine drill machines. If you see every time on the news, when they talk about mining industry, and they will always show this gentleman beneath the earth and surface, and then they're drilling with that long drill, tough, and it's hard. It's, pounding the rock over and over and over. Now, over a period, they say that the screws on the machine, they get loose. And if one screw can go get loose, it can hurt the user. So what that person came up with is a double twisted screw, which is uniquely designed, and he was also patenting the design. So it was 2-in-1, which, yes, it's possible in every aspect that you can find in an IP product. You can even have 4-in-1 at times. A patent, as I said, it's a technical invention. So because it's so technical, most people will always say, I have an idea, but they don't want to disclose the idea. But now here's a sad part. An idea can only be an abstract thing that is only in your head, that people don't know or see or even hear. It's only in your head. You only know of it. But for you to protect it, you have to put it on paper, which is the minute you put it on paper, it becomes a copyright. But also now you want to protect it as a patent. Now that paper, you have to disclose to the office the contents thereof and how it works and what is that you are claiming. So patent, in this case, it will help you. You have to disclose the information that you are going to give to us. We have what we call provisional patents. you can apply for a provisional patent. It comes in this way. You have something that you want to protect, you have something that you have out there, but you are not yet fully fledged, either on the negotiations thereof, or how to trade it, or maybe the patent is not finished, but you want to deal with third parties. Then you can use the system of provisional patent, whereby you only pay 60 rands, and you come to the office, you tell us what is that you want to protect. You may not disclose all the information in this case, but whatever partly information that you want to tell us, and then we help you protect your provisional patent only for a period of 18 months. Please, ladies and gentlemen, it is not a full protection. It is not a full patent. It's only in subsistence for 18 months from the day you protect it. Examples of trademark of patents that you can see out there, people have licensed and have come up with the system and how it works. A patent is very expensive to protect, ladies and gentlemen. So in South Africa, or rather WIPO, the World Intellectual Property Organization, has also come up with a system whereby it can help people who are earning less than 30,000, who their companies have a turnover of less than 5 million, to help them protect their patent. That system is known as Investor Assistance Program. Inventor Assistance Program. You can go to the CIPC website, you'll find that under the IP space. Now, that example is of a gentleman who came up with what do they call traffic robots. He is one of the people who formulated the traffic robots. For most people who don't know the gentleman, he goes by the way of Mr. Gareth Morgan. He invented the traffic robots, or traffic lights, rather, in this case, because we call them robots, sorry from location, traffic lights. As an individual, you can apply for a patent. As an individual, you can apply for any IP, or as a company, you can apply also for an IP. IP in this case, any way you look at it, is geographical, guys. Please don't say because I've protected my IP in South Africa, it's automatically protected in Botswana. No, IP is only protected within the borders of South Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, for the sake of time and everything, I would like to take questions. That will be the end of my presentation for now. Thank you. Thank you, Desmond. Over to you. My contact details are there on the screen. If anyone wants to contact me, there are my contact details.
So thank you very much, Mr. Khoza. So I would also like to thank all the attendants for having had the convenience for having gone through, interrupted your programs and going and attending this webinar. So what I see is that you have asked questions, and I see questions in your chat box, but the CIPC team is busy answering the questions. So we won't have, I don't think with the time allocated that we have, that we will all have a Q&A session. So questions are being answered in the chat box, and then some questions will be answered on Facebook by the CIPC team. So what I would like to say is that from the legal time that we have had, is that CIPC and the Department of Trade and Industry would like to thank all of you for having honored this seminar and having given yourself time to attend this webinar. So from me, I think there is nothing that I can add. There is nothing to request or anything. So thank you very much. Thanks.
Thank you very much, everyone, for attending.
Thanks.
I hope you see my emails there. You'll email me if there's anything that we need to talk about. Thank you very much.
Thanks.